Today's lesson is more so review from what we talked about Wednesday regarding elastic and inelastic demand. All right. Recall that elasticity deals with how able consumers are to respond to changes in price. Put it another way, how many substitutes does a good have? Now, your book also talks about luxury goods, luxury items impacting elasticity. But I think it's just easier to understand in dealing with the amount of substitutes, the number of substitutes that a good has. Okay? The more substitutes a good has, the higher the elasticity. The fewer substitutes it has, the more what we call inelastic the demand curve becomes. Okay? But allow me to say this, and this is the most important point. The law of demand still holds true. Okay? There is still an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. There will always be an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Make sure that you know that. The demand curve will still spill down, go top right to bottom left. Top left, bottom right. Okay? All right. So first allow us to look at this highly elastic demand curve. Okay, that's in the red. This elastic demand curve is telling us that there is a high level of substitutes, allowing consumers to change or react to changes in price. And so the example that we used in class in both hours actually was waffles. All right, if there's a change in price of waffles, well then there's a lot of substitutes. You can have pancakes, you can have French toast, you can have cereal, bacon and eggs, omelets, whatever. Okay, a lot of substitutes. And so what you notice is that, okay, if we go from B to A or from A to B, let's start off going from B to A, so an increase in price. All right, so an increase in price from point B to point A, which is a relatively small increase. You see here we're going from about $7, actually we're going from about $6, increasing $1 to $7. Okay, you see at point B we're at $6, at point A we're at about 7. So a relatively small increase causing a disproportionate decrease in quantity demanded. A disproportionate decrease in quantity demanded. You see at point B here, our quantity demanded was at roughly 70 units, and that relatively small, a comparatively small change in price has caused quantity demanded to decrease from 70 down to maybe 15 or 20. Okay? And that all has to do with the number of substitutes available. Waffles have a lot of substitutes. Therefore, a change in price of waffles will encourage people to buy eggs, pancakes, waffles, bacon. No, I'm sorry, not waffles, French toast, cereal. Okay, you get the point. All right. Now, let's look at inelastic demand curve. All right, inelastic demand curve is going to be much more steep. Its slope is going to be greater than 1, much greater than 1. Okay? And when looking at that, the example that we used was gas. Okay? Changes in gas, changes in the price of gas. If we go from here, point Y to point Z on this demand curve, you can see that is a significant increase in the price of gas. We go from $2.50 or $3 a gallon up to $10 a gallon. And guess what? People will still buy gas. They have no other options. At least in southeast Michigan, they have no other options. Okay? They still have a car that requires gas. Now, sure, some people might ride bikes. Some people might do that. All right? But that's why you have this slight decrease in quantity demanded. There will be a slight decrease in quantity demanded, but a disproportionate decrease. As much as the price increases, it disproportionately decreases. Okay? Causing this very steep slope and this inelastic demand curve. Okay? But again, keep in mind that the law of demand remains true. Okay? You will never see a demand curve, no matter how steep the slope, no matter how inelastic or highly inelastic it becomes, you'll never see it go beyond go beyond that 90-degree or straight vertical. Okay, then it becomes supply. The law of demand will always stay true. There will always be an inverse relationship between supply and demand. There will always be an inverse relationship between supply and demand, no matter how elastic or inelastic the demand curve. Okay? That's your review. Enjoy.